What's up? What's up? What's up? We're gonna talk about Snowfall, the finale, the final series. Okay, and I got some good news. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just give you the news now. Okay, I'm gonna throw in some spoilers. So it's supposed to be a spin-off of Snowfall, and it's supposed to have Wanda in it. She's supposed to get involved with some gangster rappers, because I guess it'll be years later, probably into the 90s, so she gonna be into getting involved with some gangster rappers and all this type of stuff. So that's what the spinoff's supposed to be about. So Wanda be the main star. I guess Leon will be in it too, I guess. We'll see how that turn out. So anyway, so getting to season 6, the finale. It starts off with Franklin. Uh, he's stressed out. He called his wife up because he couldn't get no money. So he like, yo, I need money. So, he told her like what happened. Like, yo, my mom, she shot Teddy, and I couldn't get the money. All I needed was 10 more seconds. She fucking killed Teddy, so he was tripping out. Like, what the hell? So, she telling him to come home. So he comes home, and then he gets a phone call. Actually, he gets the pager. So he looks on his pager, and to get he looks on his pager, so it turns out the person that's paging him is the CIA. And they tell him, yo, bring the asset, meaning the guy from the KGB. So he brings the guy from the KGB. He tells Franklin, meet me at some spot in a parking lot somewhere. And bring the asset, meaning the KGB guy. So he drives out to the parking lot, drops off the KGB guy on the ground, and then rides off. As he driving off, he sees the CIA pop up and snatch up the KGB guy. The KGB guy screaming at Frank like, no, don't do this, no, no. But the CIA, they pull up in their cars and they just snatch up the KGB guy. So that was the end. That was the end of that. You didn't see no more CIA anymore in the whole show. So then after that, then he goes home. Let's see what happened after that part. Then he goes home to his wife. Actually, he goes to Leon. He goes to Leon, try to get some money from Leon. Like, yo, how much money you got, Leon? Like, oh, I got like $3 million. Like, $3 million? Okay, let me get some of that. Let me get like 500,000. So Leon, he's like, look, you know why your mom did what she did? Because she didn't want you to get back into the business anymore. That's why. So, I'm not gonna help you out by giving you money. So he's like, wait a minute, I'll put you into this shit. You're not gonna give me any money? He's like, nah, man, I'm not gonna do it. He's like, look, man, I'm not leaving out of here until you give me that fucking money. I kind of feel how he feels, though, because he did put everybody on. They should just give him a little something just to help him out. But, he was like, nah, your mom sacrificed herself, for you. So she ain't want you to have that money and be in that life anymore. So he's about to do something to Leon. And then all of a sudden, Leon's crew pop up behind him, clicking their guns like, yo, you need to get the fuck up out of here. So, so he sees that. He was like, oh, that's how it's going to be. He's like, all right. So then he leaves out. So he's stressing like, damn, what am I going to do now? So then, he leaves out and he goes to the prison. No, he goes to the court to see his mom get arraigned. That's right. So his mom's in court. They trying to do. She's on trial, and and she's screaming, acting like a crazy woman. She's like, I plead guilty. I killed Teddy. Yes, he was a CIA agent, and he was trying to sell drugs to the neighborhood. And, and they was telling her to shut up. The judge say, shut up, shut up. They thinking she's screaming a bunch of crazy stuff. So, she, they just rush her off to jail. Like, okay, she's a nut job, guilty. And she got life in prison and shit. So, killing a CIA agent. So, so she gets life in jail, whatever. And the lawyer, he's upset. He goes to talk to Franklin, like, yo, man, your mom did that shit for you. Why don't you try to help your mom out? So he telling that guy, like, yo, man, fuck you. It's none of your business. He just drives off in his car and shit. Then Wanda and she tells Leon, like, look, I'm tired of all this drama. She don't have no money to take care of the shelter, so she want to go back to Africa. So Leon gives her money to go back to Africa, you know. And, she just didn't want to stay there anymore anyway, especially since the mom was, like, in jail, and she was basically helping to take care of the place, too. So she just didn't want to deal with that anymore. So she went to Africa, back to Ghana. Leon, he ended up, staying and, paying for the shelter anyway, even though he should have paid for this. She told her, like, hey, I'll pay for the shelter and you can stay here. But I don't think she just wanted to stay there at all. She just didn't want to be in that whole environment, drugs and shit. So he ended up, paying off the shelter, rent or whatever, so everybody could stay there. All the people that's trying to go for drugs. So then they flash off to Franklin. He goes to the jail, visit his mom, right? So he like, yo, mom, why'd you do that, mom? Why'd you do that? How could you do that to me? You go in and visit your mom, and he like, yo, how could you do that? I needed that money. I needed that money, mom. How could you do that to me? Hey, look, I need money. So he like, look, can you sign these forms so I can sell the house? You know, like he ain't shit. He's like, yo, can you sign these forms so I can sell the house? So she like, she ain't say nothing to him. She just got up and walked off. Like, wow, she ain't even sign the forms for the money. So he all upset, pissed off. So he calling her bitches. You bitch. You did this to me, you bitch. You did. I'm like, wow. He just really starts spiraling out, yo. He starts spiraling out. So then what happens is he gets home and all of a sudden, who knocks at the door? It's the mayor. I think he's a mayor now. I don't know if you remember him. I think he was in season 1. I think he was in season 2. Yeah, he was in season 2. And he was the guy who, I think he was like a congressman, or I think he was like the governor or the mayor or some shit like that. So he was the one that, he was trying to get these properties, I think, but they ended up out buying them or something like that. So anyway, he comes back into the picture, right? So he's like, yeah, I heard about your properties on the east. You trying to sell them. How much you want for them? And he was like, what? He's like, I didn't try to sell you no properties. And what's his wife name? V? I think he calls her V. So he was like, so the guy, the mayor was like, well, wait a minute. V told me that you want to sell the properties. He's like, no, I don't want to sell the properties. Get out. So the guy leaves. He talks to his wife. Like, yo, what you doing going behind my back trying to sell the properties? She's like, well, we need your money. She's like, no, we're not selling those properties. Don't you ever go behind my back again. He's put his hands around her throat like he's gonna kill her ass, right? And so I think she realized right there that her mom was right. Her mom said he was a nut job. So, 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 what did she do after that? So anyway, after that, so after that, she, you don't see her no more in the show. So the next scene, you got Franklin, who ended up, what do you do after that scene? So after that scene, oh yeah, okay, you got Leon talking to the mom, in prison, and she's just like, she realized Franklin is lost, he's a lost cause or whatever, and there's nothing you can do for him, so and so Leon sitting there crying, the mom in jail and all that crap. So anyway, Leon Franklin goes to the bank, and he tries to get some. He tries to. Is it the bank he went to? Yeah, he went to. Yeah, to this real estate dude. He was trying to, I guess, sell off some of his other properties. So the real estate guy was like, "Oh yeah, you must have talked to your wife V." She's like, "What?" Like, yeah, she was here earlier talking to me about this, and she took out, she sold the property and took out a large amount or whatever. And he was like, "Wait a minute, she did that? Oh, okay, okay." So she ended up selling some properties. I think she got like 800,000. So she did that shit behind his back, got away from him, and I think she went back home to her mom. She went to wherever her mom was hiding at, and she went to stay with her mom. So he was really pissed off about this shit. Like, this fucking bitch. He was calling all types of names. Boy, he was so hot, yo. That motherfucker was pissed off. The mom wouldn't sell him, wouldn't give him, wouldn't sign the forms for him to, she wouldn't give him the forms for him to sell the house so that he can get money from it. But, but the house was already paid up on anyway. So, he's screaming at her and shit. He mad at the mom. So here we got 3 months later. He's like, somehow he's still surviving 3 months later. So he tries to find out where Peaches is. Remember Peaches? That was the bodyguard. So finds out where Peaches is, right? So turns out Peaches stole like $5 million from him. Peach, I didn't know Peaches was like a former crackhead, but he was all like kind of drugged out and shit. So he finds Peaches, and Peaches like acting like he all drugged out on the couch, which he was somewhat. So he's like, "Yo, nigga, give me my money. Where my money at?" He's like, "Oh, I got your money. It's in the safe in the back." Talking all drugged out. So then all of a sudden, he goes. He said, "Wait a minute, let me get up. I'll get you the money." And as he pretended to be getting up, he pulls out a gun on Franklin, shoots at Franklin, and misses Franklin. Franklin shoots him back like about two or three times, shoot him dead, right? So now he like trying to get to the safe. He can't figure it out what the code is or anything. He grabs Peach's ID, thinking this is his birth date. That's not working. So he like all fucked up. So he calls the company of the safe, who made the safe. The guy comes out there, try to open up the safe for him. Like, yeah, I just couldn't get into my safe. I lost the code and everything, the password. So he's like, no problem. Puerto Rican guy, nice guy. So anyway, so as he's opening up the safe, who comes out? Turns out Peaches had a drug addict roommate, and the drug addict guy like, "What are y'all doing?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, Peaches sent me here to open up the safe. He couldn't open up the safe." And then the guy that was trying to open up the safe, he looking at Franklin, and Franklin looking at this drug addict white guy, all dirty looking and shit. But he's looking suspicious at Franklin, like, wait a minute. Then where's Peaches at? Because he hid Peach's body somewhere before he invited the locksmith guy to try to break into the big ass lock to get the money. So, the guy start running back into the room, and Franklin goes after the guy. Bam, bam. That's all you hear is gunshots. And then the locksmith is looking all scared, like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? Franklin comes back into the room, and he tells the guy, like, look, just open up the damn lock, and I won't hurt you. So he opens up the damn door, right? And how much is in there? So you thinking it's supposed to be, maybe like a couple of millions left in the lock. He tells the guy, count that money. Because I thought it was going to be empty. So with some money in there, the dude counts it. He was like, how much is it? Like 12,000. He started laughing like crazy and shit. Like, can't believe I did all this shit for $12,000. So he tells the guy, like, please don't kill me. I got 3 kids. He said, you know what? Put the money in your pocket. I thought he was going to try to set him up for the murders or something. So he tells the guy to leave. And the guy was like, thank you, thank you. Next thing you know, he shoots the dude in the back. I was like, wow, you didn't even have to shoot the guy in the back, yo. That shit is fucked up. He just really snapped big time. So then the DEA, they pop up at this barn, right? So they looking for Louie. Like, Louie, that's the girl that, had she was the drug dealer, Franklin's auntie, fake auntie anyway. She's married to Jerome. So they must have got a trail, and they thought she might be working at this horse farm, I guess, because she liked horses. So the people there, they was like, oh no, we never seen her before. We don't know who she is. No. They was like, oh yeah, we seen her. Yeah, she was here. She worked here for a few months, and then she left. So, a lot of times we get people just straggling, coming out of town, and they will work here for a few months, and then they will move on. So, DEA agent was happy with that answer. So he said, okay, well, if you see her, if she come back, let us know. So Louie, I guess she didn't have no money at all. She just liked horses, and she just worked on a farm. That's how she would spend the rest of her days. I'm like, wow, They do all that drug dealing, and they, you don't save no money. Put some money in a bury that shit somewhere for emergencies or something. It make no sense, man. They was kind of like dumb drug dealers because they didn't think. They didn't think ahead in case things went, things didn't work out. So then, let me see. So then, that's the end of that scene. Then they show, what's his name? What's his name? The Mexican guy. He used to be a wrestler. You know, I don't know. You know who it is. So anyway, they show him. He went back to Mexico. He's trying to teach people how to wrestling and stuff. And then he goes and make a phone call. He calls that answering service because he told his girlfriend, like, hey, leave a message on the answering service. Let me know how you doing. And I'll call the answering service and I'll check the messages. So she left a message saying that she with her and the boys was okay and that they miss him. So I don't know. He may go back and try to see her wherever she's at now. Yeah. Did she tell me? Yeah, she told me where she was at. So he may go and try to spend the rest of his time with her. So that was the end of that scene. And then they fast forward 1 year later, and you see what's his name, Leon, walking down the street, and he has these little young boys like, yo, anybody living at this house? He said, yeah, somebody living there. If you want to know, if you want to call it living. And it's Franklin's old house, and the house is all beat up looking and everything. So it turns out Franklin's still living in his old house, but he's he looked all jacked up, man, all jacked up. This is how he look right here. This is a picture of him right here. He looked all look at him, he look all jacked up, yo. He is all jacked up. Like, what the hell? Yeah, he look all jacked up. Look at him. So basically, the cops came. They left out the house. Him and Leon, he was like, hey, how you doing? Hey, man, he all drugged out. Not drugged out, but just drunk. He became an alcoholic. So he became an alcoholic, and Leon tried to help him out. He said, "Man, I don't need no help." They left out. They left out the back of the house because he knew that the city was watching the front of the house. So, and he knew that they was wanting to get to take over the house because he couldn't make no payments on it. So they was gonna take the house from him. So him and Leon leave out the house. They walk around the block talking. He trying to help out Franklin, but Franklin don't want his help. He said, "No, man, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have no chains on me. I don't have no chains on me. I'm good." you know. So that as they walk back around the block, they see the cops pulled up to the house. They was going to use the what they call it, the battering ram to knock down the house because he wasn't paying up on it. So he seen that from a distance, and he was like, "Well, shit, I can't go back there." And he was like, "Yo, man, I'll help you out. I'll help pay off the house." And Leon was like, Franklin was like, "No, man, I don't want you to pay off the house, man. I don't, I'm free now. I'm free. I'm free from you. I'm free from everybody, man. Thanks, man. You're my best friend." And then he just walks off. Walks off, I guess, to be homeless for the rest of his days. I thought Franklin was smarter than that, man. He should have took Leon help, save some money. How you can be a drug dealer and you don't save no money? But anyway, that's what happened. It's been a long enough video. So that's what happened on the show. And like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment about how did you like the show if you've seen it already. All right. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and leave a comment.